Hey there, this is Patrick. Welcome to episode 10 of Client Success Secrets. Client Success Secrets show is the solution for entrepreneurs who take online courses and don't finish them. This is crushing dreams every single day, and this show is also specially designed to help marketing experts help their clients finish those courses. So the whole goal is to make sure that we can help more people achieve what I call the dream lifestyle, right? So we gotta help all these entrepreneurs taking courses finish the programs, achieve the results that we promise, and at the same time, raise the entire standard of the online education system. And as I like to say, leave no client behind. So welcome to episode 10. This is episode 10. Should we celebrate something? Yes. I'm so grateful that we're doing this. It's been a little over 10 weeks. I had a few hiccups in the middle, but for the most part, it's been every single week for Client Success Secrets. And today we're going to talk about how much you can love and support your clients. So this episode is divided in three sections. First is client success secret of the day, giving our clients our all or telling them to just do it and stop complaining. Those are the two. So join that discussion about how much client support is too much client support. And trust me, it's not what you think, and what to do instead. So section two is going to be what I'm working on. This is Patrick's journey as a business coach from zero to $300,000 per year. And last week I delivered my Client Revolution Masterclass, and I must tell you, it was a fantastic experience. It's the second time I'm doing this, and I will continue to do it every single month, and always tweaking something to the offer, to the presentation, so that it will be most valuable for marketing experts who seek to increase the client lifetime value of their clients. But in the meantime, as I was delivering the masterclass, I had this powerful insight into the future of my business and yours. Section three is going to be comeback coaching in action. Comeback coaching is the name of my framework for turning frustrated clients into action takers who get results and grow your business for you. And today I want to share with you my process to help your clients help themselves, basically. This is my secret accountability tool that blends clarity, compassion, as always, and forward action. So let's begin. Let's talk about section one. So, how much support is too much support, right? And I have had a few conversations with various marketing experts and personal development experts, and we cannot always agree with our perspective on support. And often, I must tell you, I am the one disagreeing with them. They agree with each other, but they don't agree with me. Uh, so here's the thing: there are a few scenarios happening in the um, high ticket coaching or online marketing industry. And let me tell you, so one is where you're giving no support, right? So people purchase your course or program, and the support is pretty much nothing. People show up to weekly calls that go on for like 3 months, 4 months, even 6 months, and they either have some Facebook group or some other kind of community, but the support is pretty much nothing. So what these experts think is that their system is so great, so perfect, that all it would take is for people to act upon it in order to uh, achieve that desired outcome, right? Then we have the other side of the spectrum where where coaches or marketing experts, they give as much support as possible. So they want to make sure that they are not like compromising all their time, right? That they're not draining all their energy. So they're good at putting boundaries, I'm not gonna lie. And usually this works a lot better than the first scenario. However, what I noticed is that the support that they give is incomplete. And because it gets to a point where support is not about quantity. So let me give you an example of somebody's program that I've been to. And honestly, this is a funny detail I'm going to bring up just now, but I don't know how freely I can speak about other people's programs and by name and last name and whatever. But anyway, there's this high rated program that is one of the best in the industry. But interestingly enough, their client success rate, based on what they promise and the sales they have made, all those metrics can be obtained. Um, their client success rate is only 10%. So they give away awards, and you know how many sales they made because they have a community, and you know how many awards were given away for reaching 6, 7, and 8 figures in revenue. And it doesn't take long to make the math, to do the math and figure out that their client success rate is only 10%, which ironically is a lot higher than most other programs. Anyway, back to what this program does, right? So this is an example of those who give a lot of support, right? So you have support because you have a community, which is one of the best ones I've been to. It could be a lot better, I must say, but it is good. You can network really well. You can get lots of free value because everyone is willing to trade and give advice and collaborate. Then you have the online course, which is a self-paced course, which is pretty good. I must say, I like it. And then you have the super support. So the one thing that really makes this program stand out is that they give daily support. In my opinion, they spend a little too much probably on fulfillment. It is good because it's so much better than nothing. But they have around 10 experts going live every day for a different thing in a different area of your business. So the fact that it's a little more holistic also helps a lot. But what I noticed is that a lot of people don't show up to the calls. And what I noticed too is that it looks like they are thinking about support quantitatively, right? So what do we need? More one-on-one. What do we need? More experts in different areas. What do we need? Like more, right? There is more is not always more. Sometimes less is more. And what I'd like to propose is a more systematic approach where you strategically place the different pieces that work together in order to provide the best support. So you have these two sides of the spectrum, and I am certain that there are other programs that I haven't bought into, but I know of that do the same thing. They say, "Oh, as much support as possible. We gotta help them out," and this simply doesn't work. It doesn't turn into people being more engaged in those programs, clients being retained, upsells being done. Like there is, it's not a working system per se, unless you're the kind of person who thinks that, oh, you know what, it's always been like that. And there was a discussion on Facebook the other day, which I was very grateful to be part of because somebody tagged me there, and they were talking about this whole, like, why is it that so many people fail at coaching programs? That was exactly my topic. And I gave a few explanations regarding expectations, support, follow up, etc., etc. And I remember seeing a few comments of people saying it's always been this way, right? And I really hate that kind of mentality because this is often people who, in this sort of circle that I'm in, this is a lot of people who are pretty successful in business and they've built things from nothing. So I was pretty shocked to see that, but not so much because I know where they're coming from. They say that because they've seen that a lot. And this is not about, and I want to make this clarification that I did put in that post, where it's not the fake gurus, right? So a fake guru means that somebody teaches what they don't, somebody preaches what they don't, like, mixing up all the words. They don't walk the talk, right? They preach one thing, but they don't do it for themselves. And there is something very tricky about that specific concept. Two things. One is that sometimes the guru, the expert, is not the ideal audience, the target audience, the ideal client. So what that means is that if you may be if you are a guru and you want to do like coaching or consulting, you're just gonna find the people and get into a one-on-one thing, and then If you teach those people how to do something more mass marketing style, like challenges, 5 day free challenges, that expert is teaching a strategy that he's not using himself. Why is that? Because it doesn't work for his target audience. It might work, but it's not the best strategy. Like, challenges are good when you want to attract, hundreds and thousands of people to your offer that is like a scaled offer, like a group program. But if you're like a top tier consultant or coach, you may want to just, and as a matter of fact, this is sort of what I'm doing when it comes to marketing. It's networking. So I love challenges. If I work with when I work with new people, I tell them do free challenges. Like, they're amazing. But at the same time, if you are in a more like top tier, exclusive consultant or coach role, you should not. Those strategies are not as effective in that level. So there is a discrepancy there. And here, I know this is not probably the most useful thing for you to hear me say, but I think it's important for you to go beyond black and white and really understand the nuances of everything. So the second thing about the fake gurus is that, so in other words, it's okay sometimes to teach what you don't do. Maybe you did it at some point, maybe it worked at some point, but now you do something different, and you're not going to just insist on taking that strategy that doesn't fit with the being a guru model, right? Expert business model, to put an end to it. The next thing is about the fake gurus is that they often, and this is something that I sort of criticize about many marketing experts, that you as a person and as a business evolve, and sometimes you may be super proud of this specific like framework that you built, but that no longer will apply to you at some point. And instead of continue drinking your Kool-Aid like compulsively, you have to adapt to the new phase that you are in your business. So a lot of your students are going to be, behind you, so to speak, and they will totally benefit from your beautiful framework that you've built. But you can't, because you're at a different phase. So you have to adapt to whatever your business needs right now, and you just can't keep, drinking your Kool-Aid. So the third thing about the fake gurus, I said two, now it's three, is that, and this is a big one. We sort to fake gurus to pretend that our problems don't exist. In other words, when people say, "Oh, how come is it that 90% of people taking courses fail?" Oh, it's because of the fake gurus. People follow the people who don't walk the talk, or follow these people who accomplished something yesterday and they're teaching it today. And the reality is that top marketing experts, and I'm not talking about a 𝐂𝐥𝐢𝐞𝐬 award winner, I'm talking about people who are their mentors, the mentors of those 𝐂𝐥𝐢𝐞𝐬 winners. And I'm talking about people like Russell Brunson, Tony Robbins, like people, I suppose another big name is Ty Lopez. I don't really know him much, but Dimi Rasiosi, people like who are like at the super top, making 9 figures a year with their expert business, or sales and marketing, whatever you want to call it. And those people not only have a lot of a high failure rate, just like everybody else, but also they're the ones teaching people how to build these courses and programs that are flawed, right? So that was my take on the fake gurus thing, and that's the reason I'm bringing this up. I want you to see, beyond black and white, and I want you to know that even the best have a horrible client success rates. And now, where does that leave you? Well, to me, there's a middle road. So we talked about giving your clients the resources, but have very little involvement in the program, We talked about hiring help like crazy and just adding more and more layers to the sport without a clear direction, right? Because you don't want to just be the person who has a program full of experts, or just with you, or with your bunch of client success managers who says, I'll be here for whatever. Ask me a question just in case. Whatever you need, I'm here. Those vague statements that don't really give enough direction to the clients. And let me tell you, because I've been that kind of client where you feel like you'll be judged if you say that you're failing so much. That you'll be judged if you say that there is a certain like part of the process that you find too difficult to do. Right? There's so much shame involved in this whole like online marketing game, and that's what's precisely what's keeping people stuck. Because imagine this: you have all the support in the world, but you feel judged and you don't want to ask anything, right? Or they give you this vague premise where they tell you just ask us for anything, right? And then you go like, what does that mean? Like, I am so lost. And people tend to get to that point. Some of them because they're simply new, but some of the people because they just fail so much. They grab one strategy and it doesn't work. They grab another, it doesn't work. Another. They try 20 things and nothing works. And they are even more lost than the newbies. And then they say, "Oh, I just have to ask the question. They will give it to me." No, it doesn't work like that. And it's just clear by the current state of things. That makes it obvious that this is not working. So what I propose is to be more intentional. And that's what I teach in my comeback coaching program. Um, because support needs to be strategic. It's strategic in multiple ways. For example, it has to be strategic because there is a clear path. So people, when something goes wrong, people, your clients need to know exactly what to do. Instead of saying, "Oh, I suck," or "I didn't take action," or I don't have any discipline," or "Who do I talk to?" What's even the question that I need to ask? They should know there has to be absolute clarity in the mind of your clients of what happens when you get stuck. And there has to be that you have to set those expectations. You have to remind them of all the resources that they have, because you'd be surprised, you'd be shocked at how often. This is for a lot of reasons, but the point is not the reason. The point is the fact. You'd be shocked how often people forget that they have those resources. Oh, I could book a call with a coach. I forgot about that. Oh, I they are doing these free trainings every month. I forgot about that. Like, I have this insane community where I can ask pretty much anything, but specifically, this kind of thing. Like, it has to be very clear, very specific. So, and the other point is that there is we'll build the coach who says that cares about their clients with all their hearts, which there are many out there, despite the poor state of the industry. There are a lot of coaches out there who really care, but they are not doing things right. And to me, the hyper supportive coach has this downside. They are not engaging their clients so that they're more responsible. So clients need to be responsible but not blamed for. That's an important distinction, not just for your business and not just for your clients, but actually for your entire life. We have to make that distinction between responsibility and blame, right? So holding someone accountable doesn't mean blaming them. Doesn't mean, "Oh, I gave you the system, you don't do the work." It means, tell me what happened, but I trust that you can do more. Let's set a goal together. Let's catch up in a week and see what happens. That's coaching people. That is coaching people. But often we just don't do any of that. We just think that we are the experts and we can handle any question that comes our way, which you can. I mean, you're good at it, but it doesn't work. It's not nearly what your people need. Again, it's not about the amount of support; it's about the quality of the support. And by responsibility, I really need to go deeper into that part. You will want your clients to believe that they own their journey, that it is their responsibility to be successful, that it is their responsibility to get up when they fail, right? They know, they have to know ahead of time that they are going to fail and that they need to build that resilience over time. Your job is to make clients less dependable on you. And this sounds like a contradiction, but it is, because if they become too self sufficient, they might leave your program and do everything by themselves. Honestly, that's just so crazy to think about in practical terms, but it does sound like a, you know, pretty legit objection, right? And the reality is that they are not. They are going to be grateful. They are going to see your course as an ongoing investment, not just one thing, right? Pay 5K, get a lot of support that just confuses you and overwhelms you, or get no support and then you're totally on your own. This is an ongoing investment. Clients should feel like they are growing as a person, that those who are starting to earn, like, make revenue from applying what you teach, they should see your program, your business, actually your service, not just one program or course, your service, almost as an advertising machine. They want to see themselves investing more and have an even bigger ROI. So become the advertising machine for your clients. So they're gonna want to pour more money into it, and they're gonna get even more, because you know how to do this. You know how to trade value for money, and you know how to make irresistible offers. And you're not just going to promise better results; you're going to actually deliver those results. And it all comes down to giving the right amount of support, quality support, systematized support, not just a lot of people helping the person, and also reminding your client that it's them who are responsible for their journey. And this is going to be important, because if they do not develop themselves and they continue thinking that you are the one who's going to take care of everything, things will never going to work. I mean, part of being an entrepreneur is to be a self-starter, basically. And that's kind of things that you need to teach them. And they will. And then over time, when they get stuck, they will develop the mindset, the tools, the resourcefulness to get out of that by themselves. And they're going to remember that. They're going to be grateful, and they're just going to stay. And when they stay, you increase their client lifetime value, because they will continue investing in your business over time. And this is wonderful. And this is where everybody wins. Like, you become more profitable, you increase profits without like getting new clients, and people love your service. You have a better reputation, they get better results, they refer their friends. Like, everyone wins, and you win. You're the biggest winner probably, but your clients will experience the transformation that they deserve. Awesome. So yeah, I hope you did find this balance. But let me tell you, in the next sections of the show, you will learn a couple of extra things that will be most helpful to find this balance. How much love is too much love, and how much support is too much support. And please don't take the indifference path, and don't take ever the blaming path. Let's talk about section 2. This is Patrick's journey. And what I did last week was to launch my Client Revolution Masterclass. So like I said, it was a fantastic experience. I had a new opportunity. This is not the first time I ran the masterclass. I had the fantastic opportunity to fine tune my offer. Now it's even stronger than before. I just raised my prices as well. By the way, if you're curious about the kind of work that I do for marketing experts, please leave me a comment or send me a direct message. I would love to see how we can increase the client lifetime value of your business, and at the same time, foster client success at scale, as I call it. So if you're interested in watching a replay of the masterclass, or if you want to just talk to me directly and see how we can work together, please send me a message. And I had an insight. So this is what I wanted to share with you. I had a very powerful insight. One of the biggest things that I offer that nobody does is it's a strategy I call course engineering. I did talk about this strategy a couple of times, and honestly, it's my zone of genius. It's my baby. It's one of the best things I have ever created. And how it works basically is that it's a process that can turn an online course into something into something more achievable for your clients. What that means is that we're using strategic support, not just qualitative. It's not quantitative. It's a strategic, qualitative support systems at scale, which means that don't require your direct involvement so much, so that more of your clients complete your courses and programs. So, in one fascinating insight that I had, and honestly, I'm surprised it didn't come before because it was right there for a few months, but it came just last week, and that is interactive courses. So, obviously, the awesome badass name is course engineering, but at the end of the day, is sort of interactive course, right? Where we are asking our clients, you will want to hear this, where I'm asking clients. So imagine that you hosted a course and the course is right in front of you. And then the course is going to ask you, it's going to look like a platform, like a members area. It's going to ask you to take certain actions. So you're constantly empowering your client to take actions. For example, they watch a lesson and then they will be encouraged to take action on that lesson just by pushing a button. That button is going to start a timer that is going to give them a certain amount of time, right, to finish the assignment, right? So they don't delay. And then if they don't have any time to finish that assignment, or they run out of time, they can reset the timer, or they can click another button and send themselves a reminder in the future telling them, hey, you booked this a few days ago, come back to the course. And then that's going to pull them back in. And it's just insane. I'm very grateful and that I'm building this, but that was not the insight I wanted to tell you about. So that was the context. Now, my big insight is that you, not you, actually, this is about Patrick. Sorry, not you this time. I can take a webinar, for instance, like the Client Revolution Masterclass, and turn that into an interactive experience. So this could be a low ticket or free interactive course that showcases my work at its best, and at the same time sells you my coaching program. Hey, this is insane. And I am so looking forward to building this. And what's very interesting about this is that the very thing that I was building for my clients, like, marketing experts like yourself who could be interested in working with me, is the thing, once it's finished, it's the thing that I'm going to use to plug my Client Revolution Masterclass, which at the end of the day, it's a course as well. And then, put everything together. That's going to be the interactive masterclass, right? And that could be a brutal, irresistible lead magnet. Lead magnet, honestly, I think it's a very simple and dull name for what that really is, but that's a crazy idea I had. And then not only you're going to see my origin story and the pitch and the secrets and the offer, but I'm also going to give you the opportunity to showcase the exact way I do everything. So as you go through the interactive masterclass, you're going to see how Patrick is going to engineer your program for success. And so it's insane. I just can't wait to build that. I'm doing that. I've done a lot of that work today, as a matter of fact. I haven't done it too much recently. I know I was focusing on that masterclass. Ironically, that those projects are merged together, but I really want to finish it. It takes a lot of technical work, a lot of hustle, but a lot of brains. I mean, this is not simple either. It's not just about doing a ton of work. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. This is my next project, and speaking of my next project, actually, this is end of month. Today's May 29th, and I want to share with you something that I do every single month to hold myself accountable, to give myself direction on where I'm going, and to analyze everything that's been going on in the last 30 days. Would you like me to share that? Yes, of course, I will share it. So let me tell you, that is section number 3, by the way, and that is my self-accountability tool. I call it Client Breakthrough Sessions. So this is a tool by itself because it works like a questionnaire whose goal is to, one, hold the person accountable. You can do this by yourself. You can do it in a group setting, or you can do it one-on-one. But your clients can do it by themselves. That's what I'm talking about. Quality support, strategic support. And yes, like I said, it does look like an actual tool because it's a series of questions, but it does that. Holds yourself accountable. It helps you take responsibility for everything that you do, and encourages your personal growth at the same time. So I'm going to give you a fascinating overview of the 6 phases of a client breakthrough session. By the way, I did the breakdown in the Client Revolution Masterclass, my webinar. So if you're interested in getting the replay, please let me know. Leave me a comment or send me a direct message. You will just love it. And again, you could do that with yourself, right? You can grab the tool just like Patrick does, or I do, and do the exercise by yourself. So I'll be doing this tomorrow because it's end of month, and yeah, maybe you will want to do that as well. Let's talk about the client breakthrough sessions. So these sessions are probably 1 hour long. If you're in a group setting and you're expecting people to share their stuff, I recommend that you tell them to fill out the questionnaire before the live session. If you're doing it in a group setting or one-on-one, if you're doing it with yourself, it is only going to take you 1 hour. So let's talk about the 6 phases. Like I said, this works like a questionnaire, which I am not going to disclose now, but I will give you more than enough information for you to get started. Ready? So here's the 6 phases of a client breakthrough sessions. Phase 1 is what I call the progress phase. The progress phase will allow you to acknowledge your achievements and insights or learnings from the last 30 days. So you will want to put the highlights of everything that you've done. That's there's some subjectivity here, but you can go as small as celebrating every little thing that you did right, or you can just choose a bunch of highlights of all the things that you accomplished this month. The coolest part too is that it's obviously about your business, but it's also about your personal life. If there's anything important, anything worth mentioning, or even something maybe simpler but that really made you happy, acknowledge that in the phase 1. Then learnings, things that you learned about just about anything, things that you learned about your business, about your clients, about your environment, about yourself. Anything that's important that you learned, put it there in the progress phase. And it's called the progress phase for a reason. If you don't acknowledge that you've done all those things and you learned all those things, especially in the entrepreneurial world, it can feel like you've never accomplished anything. And that's very painful and very real. Don't take anything for granted. Let's talk about phase 2. Phase 2, I call it failure analysis. This is where you're going to look at all the stuff that you promised yourself to do last month, but you haven't done. The reasons don't matter yet. but just write it all down. Why did you not finish it? Was it too hard? Did you procrastinate? Did you whatever, right? And then you will talk in this failure analysis phase, you will talk about those obstacles, right? So you're going to take every item that you haven't finished that you wanted to, and make a list of obstacles for each one of them. So don't judge them. It doesn't matter. You don't think you're lazy. Don't beat yourself up. Just make that list of what you think got in the way. Phase three is resourcefulness. So resourcefulness is fun. This is where you look around and point out the resources that are available to you. So I like to use resources in a broad sense. To me, resources is anything that enables you to do something, right? For example, if you have money to invest in your business or in some other personal problem that you want to solve, put the money down in the list. If you have certain, if you have a family who supports you or friends who support you, put them in your list. Resourcefulness. If you have certain connections, like somebody with a big audience, why not? If you have a mentor, if you have colleagues, if you have some other sort of supported community, any people that are important in your life that somehow allow you, to, for example, have more mental health, have more support in general, have difficult conversations with, receive straight up advice. All those things are resources as well. The resources, you will want to hear this one too, include everything that you as a coach or expert offer to your clients. So you want them to remember it, to actually write it down and say, yes, I have group sessions with my coach. I have a community that I bought in this program. I have an online course that lays out the path that I need to take. It turns out that I have more than 12 online courses as a resource. And funny enough, I do use them sporadically, but I do use a lot of the online courses that I bought in the past. And when I say sporadically, I don't mean that I don't do the work. Actually, what I mean is that I just take the important piece that I need at the moment that I need it. So that's phase three for you, resourcefulness. You can talk about other things like tools. Do you have software? And if you're trying, whatever you're trying to accomplish, if you are filming videos, do you have a good laptop? Do you have a good microphone? Do you have a good lighting? Do you have a good space to film? Right? If you're talking, if you have a team, do you have a virtual assistant? Do you have a bigger team? Do you have like CEOs and COOs? And do you have like, you know, managers, sales managers, client success managers? All of those things are resources as well. So you will want to always remember what your resources are, because that's what's going to allow you to move forward. As a matter of fact, there's a phase four in the client breakthrough session where you sort of integrate the last few phases, failure analysis and resourcefulness, and concentrate on solving one problem. So you will take one problem that's slowing you down, and you will start figuring out how you're going to fix that. And this is a key skill that your clients are going to need to move forward. And they can get so much more done by developing problem solving without you. Phase five is what I call the game plan statement. This is the moment where you set a 30 days goal for yourself, but it's not any sort of regular goal setting. It actually takes everything that you went through, everything that you analyzed in the last phases. So I do have a beautiful script template that helps you set this game plan statement for your next 30 days, and it's just brilliant. Let me know if you want to know more about that. Then the step six, and this is one of the big things that compromises success. So you gotta do it. Phase six is identify and take the first step. So once you know your game plan statement, you have a goal, right? So once you have a goal, you will want to identify that first step and take it right away. And that's how you go through the entire client breakthrough session. So do you see how this is so powerful? It looks simple for some, maybe complicated for some, but it only takes 1 hour per month. So the options for you, my friend, my coach or expert, is to do the client breakthrough sessions by yourself. I highly recommend that you do it. Once you understand, you get the process, find a way to teach it to our clients. And you have no idea how much this is going to empower them. They are going to do more, they are going to be more, and they're going to obtain better results in your programs. And that's the client breakthrough sessions for you. And you have all 6 phases, so you can get started right away. And if you want a first step, that would be to save this video somewhere and schedule a time for you to watch it. That is my best, one of my best piece of self advice. And by the way, anything that you don't take action on right away, make sure you schedule it. Otherwise, the momentum will be gone. It's going to get broken, and it's going to be way less likely for you to take action. So I am so grateful that I shared my a little bit of my story, a little bit of my framework, and I can't wait to see what we're going to create together. Remember, this is Patrick from Client Success Secrets, and we go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those who are interested in coming to our show and sharing your client success secret, we are taking guest experts for interview. So if you want to apply, leave me a comment or send me a direct message. I would love to set up a first meeting so that we get to know each other, connect, and see how we all can benefit from the experience, and then set up the actual interview. I have a few experts lined up, and I am looking to continue getting more and more as time goes by. So thanks for coming. Have an awesome day.